You're listening to the Jim Richards Podcast from NewsTalk 1010. You're listening to Jim Richards.
You know, he's funny and all, but man, what a beehole.
On NewsTalk 1010.
Yeah. All right. We got to get better at some things here. Got some nasty emails yesterday from some folks. One was out from you, Britt. I can see Britt setting up fake emails after the show just to write me letters.
You know what? People need to call in because you don't believe me.
10%.
416-872-1010.
20%. I didn't say we were going on the phones. 20%, Britt, maybe.
Higher.
Oh, about 20. But first, sweet emotion as we go non-stop. Here's Aerosmith from NewsTalk 1010 Toronto. Are we anywhere near the vocal coming in? Here we go. 17 minutes after 1 o'clock. Aerosmith at New... All right, Matt Mernagh is in the studio. He's our chief marijuana correspondent, and I would say not only our marijuana correspondent, but probably the number one marijuana activist in the country now that, I forget the guy's name. He's in jail. Emery. Yeah, let's turn on your mic. Mark Emery is in jail.
Yes,
and you were in jail yesterday. Why were you arrested?
Tuesday night, actually, I went to City Cinema to see the second stoniest movie of all time, according to Celeb Stoner, Dazed and Confused at Yonge Dundas Square.
Yonge Dundas Square, the AMC Theater?
No, the actual square itself shows.
And it was showing. Oh, it was showing. Did I just spit on you? It was showing. What's the name of the movie again? No, Dazed and Confused. That's a good movie.
It's an excellent.
Ben Affleck, Matthew McConaughey.
Fantastic movie, and also adored by stoners everywhere.
So you lit up.
I brought my Cannabis Champion bong down there, and the movie was actually canceled because I was coming.
The movie was canceled because you were coming?
Yeah, they canceled the movie because I had invited my friends on Facebook to attend.
So the police are monitoring your Facebook page?
That or Cannabis Culture, where I put a posting inviting all my friends on Cannabis Culture to come out and visit me.
Now, you're legally allowed to use medical marijuana, correct?
I have a court-ordered exemption allowing me to possess and grow marijuana.
So, well, here, let me play devil's advocate, Matt. I mean, the families are going to be out there. That's kind of the reason that they're doing it. And you invite all of your friends down to smoke marijuana.
Well, it is an adult accompaniment movie, which is AA, which means adults would have to bring their children to the movie. This isn't a G movie. This is adult accompaniment. It's at 9 o'clock at night. And the spot that I personally, I believe that can be seen but not smelled.
I think that, I don't think you should be arrested. I could understand. How many tickets have you ever received or in the history of you doing this stuff for having marijuana and doing this kind of stuff in public trying to make a point?
I think I've been arrested now about 10 times and never convicted.
You've never been convicted?
Never
So
have
what do
been
they do?
convicted.
They arrest you just to make a point and put you in jail for the night because you're some sort of smartass who is trying to, put your nose to the system or whatever the hell, like give it to the man. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Definitely. That was what was going on. And it took them an hour to figure out whether or not to charge me because they charged me specifically for using cannabis at Yonge Dundas Square, which my convention is that the square is a public space. It is a park predominantly. It is managed by a private corporation, and therefore it is public, and I should be allowed to medicate there. The officers decided to charge me with possession of marijuana, which I have an exemption for, and with the trespass, and just to simply roll me through the system. When I was down in the 52 Division lockup, ultimately the detective Shankerhand, he told me to accept the charge of possession of marijuana and the trespass, and he would let me go. And I explained to him I shouldn't even be charged or be here. And he disagreed and said after my first appearance, they would withdraw the charge. I insisted that which shouldn't be the case. My lawyer came in the morning to bail court where the charge was quickly withdrawn. And
so because you have the legal right to possess marijuana and medically use it, you can't be charged with possession, correct?
Correct.
Second point, why can't you be charged with trespassing?
It's a public park. It is not a private property. I'm doing nothing illegal at that point.
It's owned by a corporation or it's owned by the city?
It's owned by the city and managed by a corporation. It's a private partnership.
Okay.
Triple P, I believe, public-private partnership.
And they held you overnight just for marijuana, or they held you overnight because you wouldn't do what they told you to do, which was accept one of the charges and they'll let you go on the other one?
Well, no, they wanted me to accept the cannabis charge and the trespass charge. They wanted me to accept both the charges. And
why would you accept the cannabis charge? And why would they think that they could even get away with charging you if they certainly know what medical marijuana is? Why would they charge you?
That's an excellent question. The police are claiming I'm not in their mainframe database.
You're not? That seems, is that accurate?
It's a court order. I believe a court order should be in the database. All the media I've done, the fact that they watch my Facebook, clearly the police know what I'm up to. And the fact that the officer is saying, on your first appearance, all this is going to get cleared up. In my opinion, it should have never have happened.
How long have you known that the police were on your Facebook?
It's news to me, but I presume that they watch what I'm up to and that they keep a fairly relative eye on me just out of safety concerns. I mean...
What do you weigh, like 60 pounds, no offense?
Like about 85, 100.
85, 100?
I bring a bodyguard with me these days who's armed with a video camera. I think he weighs about 120 pounds.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name's Sean Brady, and he was a witness in my case.
Did you get it on film?
We have 1 hour on video, and a human rights lawyer has informed me that he's never seen a human rights violation so well documented before.
Now, is that... say that it's a violation, or just are they commending the camera work? What does that mean? It's so well documented.
They said the videotape will go a long way in demonstrating that the Toronto police were there strictly to affect my human rights and move me there for using marijuana.
Yeah. Now, obviously, they're not just trying to get you to move along. They're trying to make a point. They want you to maybe shut up and get out of the, maybe they think you're ruining family summers, any number of different things.
Well, it's 9 o'clock at night. It's at that point of night, more adults are out, my argument. And if I was in the sidewalk area and I was blowing, I could have been on the sidewalk. Like, they literally, we're going to move you 20 feet to the sidewalk and you're fine.
I get up with the phones right now, and there are a bunch of people who would say, well, you're smoking marijuana in public. What do you expect? Whether, people's view on marijuana has changed over the years, it's still a law is a law, so what do you expect?
Well, I would say that you can breastfeed in public. You can use diabetes insulin in public.
Those things aren't still illegal.
Those things, but they required people to do them in public. I mean, the people who are breastfeeding in public were not just suddenly, it took them a while to get there. It took a while for people to do these. So
you're legally allowed to use your marijuana anywhere you would like, correct? To medicate.
Well, I personally say in public spaces, outdoors, it's definitely acceptable. Right here at NewsTalk 1010, not acceptable because I'm with other people and I'm in a private space.
You're respectful of your use, correct? You know the story of the guy who decided to light up right outside on a patio where there were kids coming in after their soccer game, and he got the restaurant taken to the Human Rights Commission. You wouldn't do that kind of thing. You would be, I'm not saying you should be discreet, but you would be respectful of other people's space.
I'm respectful of other people's space and business owners that are respectful of me, and usually I have a great time when I'm out and about, and if I need to go somewhere where if I'm at a restaurant, I will gladly go around the corner.
Isn't this the price you have to pay in order to be, I don't want to say the Jackie Robinson of marijuana use, but in order to have these things struck down in the court of law and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have to go to jail to make your point sometimes, no?
Well, yeah, exactly. I work on a system of forgiveness where I was prepared to go to court and ask for forgiveness. My lawyer and I are working now with a law student, and we're going to ask for a universal declaration that allows me to use marijuana at Yonge Dundas Square, and I'll be pursuing a human rights case with another lawyer.
Well, thank you for continually updating us on your battle. Yeah, I don't think you should have had to go to jail. I could see them if they wanted to move you along. They could have used any number of different... you're saying they shouldn't have had to push